Australians would find it difficult to believe. That's the border fence, and over the other side is what?
Yeah, it's Mexico, completely different country.
Just over that fence.
Just over that fence right here, a couple feet from us right here.
Agent Jonathan Pacheco patrols a small section of the US-Mexico border near the desert community of Calexico in Southern California.
I mean, this terrain couldn't be any tougher.
Right. As you can see, it is very difficult.
The border country is often harsh and unforgiving. Deserts, mountains, canyons. 3,200 kilometers long, stretching from the Pacific Ocean in the west to the Gulf of Mexico in the east. In some areas, it's marked by towering steel or concrete walls. In others, nothing more than wire fences. It's supposed to stop illegal immigrants and drug traffickers, but it's not working.
These people are desperate, so not even a large fence like that stops them from trying. So if you build an even higher wall, will they stop?
Well, I mean, in reality, only time will tell.
And there's little doubt something needs to be done about this troubled border. Thousands of tons of illicit drugs pour across it into America each year. There's huge amounts of money to be made, and the violent drug cartels will stop at nothing to protect their lucrative and deadly trade. Little wonder Donald Trump's election promise to build a bigger, better wall.
Build that wall, build that wall, build that wall!
Resonated with so many Americans.
And that's where the dirtbags are sitting up top. Right up there. That's where we're gonna go. Roger that.
Some folk down here on the border are so frustrated with the situation, they are taking the law into their own hands.
The cartel scouts keep getting away. Damn it.
Self-appointed vigilante Tim Foley hunts down the drug traffickers using motion-detecting cameras along the trails that run from Mexico to the US. He captured these drug cartel soldiers a few days ago.
So how often would you catch somebody? I mean, are they going through daily, weekly?
You'll see them every day, sometimes 2, 3. I've got some trails, I've seen 4 different loads within less than 4 hours.
Wow, like a highway.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Well, I'm thinking that you're running either meth or heroin in that one. That is not a normal dope load.
Tim shares his information about drug shipments and the trails the smugglers are using with local law enforcement.
Simple question. Why do you do this?
Well, if not me, then who? I mean, you want to call us anything, call us Neighborhood Watch. I live here 24/7.
So you're not a nutball running around the border with a gun?
Well, I'm pretty sure most people would call me crazy for doing it, but you have a right, if the government can't protect you, to protect yourself. And that's what we're doing.
And it's a similar story along many of the more remote areas of the border, where ranchers like Jim Chilton live in fear of a run-in with armed drug smugglers.
3,000 drug packers are coming through my ranch every year.
3,000?
3,000 packing cocaine, meth, heroin, and marijuana.
And your only protection is tucked under your arm here?
That's right. I can't call 911.
Jim is a 5th-generation cattleman. He lives right on the border with his pistol-packing wife, Sue.
So you keep this loaded?
Yes.
And you know how to use it?
Yes, I do.
And if push comes to shove, you'd use it?
Then you shove, yes.
So you've had people fire shots at each other on your ranch?
Yes.
We've had wars on our ranch. One group of gangsters fighting another group of gangsters for control of the drugs.
Not only are Jim and Sue heavily armed, they, like Tim, are also using motion sensor cameras to record the invasion of undesirables.
They're well organised. They've got camouflage, they've got water. These are professionals.
Yes, they're professionals. They work for the Sinaloa cartel, and their job is to bring drugs into the United States.
They are camo dressed. They're wearing what are called carpet shoes that obscure their tracks and make it difficult to know their numbers from just observation of the ground.
Do you ever fear when Mr. Chilton leaves the house in the morning that he might run into these cartels?
Yes, definitely.
Do you worry you could get killed just going out doing your daily business?
It's dangerous, but we're cowboys, you know. We're gonna tough it out.
Jim and Sue's ranch covers 20,000 hectares. 40 kilometres of it backs right up on the border.
Nothing but a 4-strand barbed wire fence.
And that's Mexico.
And that's Mexico. Let me demonstrate for you. Anybody can crawl through the international boundary.
And there you are.
In Mexico.
And I'm still in the US.
That's right.
Is America's border secure?
Absolutely not. The border is not secure.
A few hundred kilometres west in Calexico, the fence is more of a barrier, but still dozens every day find a way through. Here it's not so much drug mules pouring across the border, rather illegal immigrants hoping to start a new life in America. Agent Pacheco is making the rounds of the more popular entry points.
You know, as you could see, the fence is pretty high. A lot of times there are people who aren't able to go over it by themselves or even come down by themselves. So that's when they get tied up in ropes. Well, actually right here, speaking of, there's a rope right there, a perfect example of something that they use to come across.
346, copy, sir.
A call comes in. 2 men have made it over the fence.
Are we close?
Yes, we are, and we're gonna get on foot right now. I want to drop down a little bit, just so that way, you know, in case they see us or something.
Border agents are closing in.
So they
Correct, they're just south of us right here in that construction.
Okay, they're getting up now. They're gonna make a run for it.
They try to outrun the agents, but they're cornered and then captured. In most cases, the illegal immigrants are returned to Mexico within a few hours.
assuming they're not wanted for something else, assuming they're from Mexico, they could be on the other side of the border trying again.
Right, this morning, you know, this coming morning, correct, yes. This coming morning or in the afternoon.
So porous is the border that many of these illegal immigrants are crossing to the US to go to work, sending their paychecks to families back in Mexico. They stock up on supplies and then catch a bus to a spot they believe they can use to cross the border.
We're close now to where these men are going to try to cross. It's a drainage pipe that runs under the border fence.
The light of the US teases from the other side. But it's not that easy. A heavy grill they were told had been cut open is a frustrating barrier to a new life.
This is it. This is the end of the line. This grill is the difference from being here inside Mexico to being in America, where these men are prepared to risk so much to get to.
This group is off to find another way in. For those who can afford it, guides known as coyotes arrange illegal crossings and safe houses on the other side.
How many people do you think you've helped?
I can say that thousands.
This coyote says 3 out of every 4 people he helps makes it safely to America. But it's not cheap.
How much does it cost for people to go across the border illegally now?
These days, walking through the deserts is $6,500.
These migrant workers can't afford a coyote guide. They've decided to try their luck with a 10-kilometre hike through what's known as the Killing Canyon, so named because of the number of drug cartel murders here.
This is the end of the border fence. I'm still in Mexico. These men have just moved into the United States. But we can see 2 Border Patrol cars coming towards us, another on the ridgeline, and a chopper has been overhead. So how long they're able to stay in the US is anyone's guess.
Since Donald Trump became president, illegal crossings have dropped 40%. The big question now is whether he can back up his tough talk and actually build the wall.
Will Trump's wall be built, do you think?
It's going to be difficult because there are innumerable people out there that will sue. It's going to be duked out in the courts. But with Trump's determination, I think the wall's going to be built. And if it isn't built, I'm going to call you and tell everybody in Australia he's a liar.
We're going to build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice.